Hello all. So, this video might be a little bit long because of things that we need to do. So let's just get right over to the board. Some more climate information, more news coming out. It looks like the Greenland ice sheet has been losing a lot of ice. Between 1992 and 2001, it was losing 34 billion tons per year. And between 2002 and 2011, it lost 215 billion tons per year. That's a lot of ice. There is more information. Okay, it looks like climate scientists have finished drilling their pilot holes through Greenland to see what was happening underneath the ice sheet. I need to go back to the board to show you what's happening underneath the ice of Greenland. So, this is Greenland. Alright, this is the ice sheet. Well, it's sort of more like this. And they drilled right down to the bedrock to see what was going on underneath the Greenland ice sheet. What they're finding is that there's so much meltwater on top of this ice that it's draining down in through fissures. Is that another annoying garbage truck or something? Or is that the street sweeper? Anyway, so it's melting down through the glacier like this and piling up all along down here, which is causing the ice to slip off the continent in a faster and faster speed year after year. So the Iceland ice sheet, if we were to lose it, there would be sea level rises as much as 30 feet high. It was thought at one time it was around 25 or 22 feet, but now they've calculated up to be 30 feet of sea level rise if we lose the ice sheet in Greenland. You're probably wondering what happened to the pen, the black pen. I have it right here. As you see, it is dried out. Something happened to the pen, and I just smeared gunk all over the mirror. I don't know what it is. So anyway, we are going to have yet another pen hanging on the board. Let's go do that now. Okay, let's make sure everybody sees what kind of pen it is and how fast these things are going out on us. So we're going to take the old tape and we're going to yet again put to rest another pen. Which way? Should we have it right this way? No, let's have it this way. So that makes 3 pens since this video series started. So with that sad note of the next pen dying, let's go on to our next bit of information. And as long as we're on the environmental theme, let's go on over and check out the U.S. Drought Monitor. We've been following that for several years also. It's looking pretty bleak for the U.S., especially around here. Let me show you. This is where we live. All the way across the U.S. down into Texas, all the way back up into California, all the way up even to Washington State. And look at this, there's even some going on the East Coast, which is pretty wet for the U.S. It's a good thing we don't privatize water here, because if we did, the prices of water would be going so high it would cost you more for water than it would gold. But because it's a socialized program, every single person in the country pays for everybody's water. So it only costs us a few cents to a few dollars a month for water. So those that don't like socialism, think twice. It's a pretty good system, really, if it's honest. So Jack Scott asked about algae oil and biofuels. Let's go talk about that. I think we'll have to go on a hike for that one. Okay, this is a hike I haven't been on for a while, and I know it's overexposed. But these rocks are just the color. There are layers and layers of seabed that have been thrust up into the above everything else into mountains. So that's a lot of what San Francisco is made out of, is this stuff right here. Alright, he asked about algae oil. Algae oil is part of the biofuels. This is the way it works, is that you grow algae and then you harvest it and you put it immediately into a pressure cooker. Then it is brought up to temperature and pressure, which then makes it separate into different elements, several different elements. It's amazing how many different fuels you can get out of it. And there's a lot of research going on in this. But, like all biofuels, is getting the quantity that you need in the time that you need it. Because we use so much of these fossil fuels, to replace it with biofuels, you need about 3 Earths just to grow that amount of material and get it processed out in time before supply starts to go down. There's a lot of good thinking about this type of biofuel, is that you could grow it vertically along skyscrapers and homes and that sort of thing, so that everybody grows some of the algae and it's somehow mechanically harvested automatically and brought to a central location where it's processed. And that way everybody is involved with making this biofuels, and everybody can get a little bit of money for it, and it isn't just going into some corporate's pocket. It's done locally in the neighborhood. So you'll probably put your biofuels into a cooperative, and each neighborhood group is a cooperative in itself and works with the other cooperatives. It's quite an advanced bit of thinking. It's sort of that on a one-type civilization. Right now we're at a 0, but we really need to get about a 4 before sustainability is really going to happen. Right now, the best alternative fuels are none. There's none out there. There's not a really good quality fuel that will take and replace fossil fuels. Not any way, shape, or form. Neither in the electric field or the liquid fuels. There's just no replacement whatsoever for the lifestyle that we're living right now. Alright, well, I hope that helps, and we'll talk about this more. But I've got one more thing I want to talk to you before we move on. But this is just, let me show you this area a little bit more. Big mountains, high peaks of this stuff. I haven't walked this way in several years, so I forgot all about it. But I'm hoping you can see these layers. Now I've tilted the camera, and this is the way it used to be down on the ocean floor, and now it's like this. This planet has a lot of power compared to us humans. Just amazing you can twist rock into shapes like this. Okay, so you guys want a little holiday message about now, as tradition has it. Some stations will have some syrupy dribble, kind of real drippy, syrupy, mushy kind of stuff. Not here. We're not mushy. So here's the message for the battery dies. We have somebody called Bradley Manning, who is now Chelsea Manning, and Snowden, who are real heroes to the U.S. It's the first time the U.S. has really had any real heroes, probably in my lifetime. There's been some, but not like these guys. They're whistleblowers. The whistleblowers are under severe attack by the President and the Congress of the U.S. A whistleblower keeps the country that they're in more honest. And that's the purpose of them. That's why they were invented, and that's what they're all about. And we need as many people out there doing it as possible to keep the government where it's supposed to be, where we the people put the government. So my thoughts are, why not get Chelsea Manning and Snowden? Snowden would be president, Chelsea would be vice president. I'm going to talk a lot more about this at the fund drive for the eraser. There is stuff you can do about this. Spread the word that we want these two for running for president next time. You know, and if you want a real revolution, that will start a real revolution. Just think about it, you know. And you know, it's a lot like South Africa. Somebody else who was in prison and became president, you know. So if the U.S. wants a Mandela moment, this couldn't be a better time. Snowden for president. And we'll talk to you next time. And I wanted to thank everybody for their likes, comments, their subscriptions. It makes it feel like it's a community more than just a video. So, oh, and continue to Google Plus me as well. I'm not sure what all that's about, but I appreciate it.